So today's project, this used to be nothing but a big, basically wet hole of nothingness that you had to wear waterproof shoes to get through. And we put in these little steps that walk down to this little straightaway bridge that covers the first little area of washout. And then we come up here to our handy dandy bridge that I and my son-in-law built to cover up our standpipe. Now this drain catches from basically everything up there that drains down to this area and feeds it through a pipe that goes down to that second standpipe down there, which we're going to convert into a little miniature wishing well. And then on the other side of that, it dumps out into the small pond, as you can see over there on the far side. So anyway, today's project, as you can see, we kind of took the natural path, the natural washout path from everywhere up there. I could have extended it further, but basically ran out of rocks. And we just kind of made our little path down here. We're going to spread it out, put some more rocks in it, make it look nicer, and all that. But we found out on the other area of our property this little cutout pond, and this section right here is super wet. I mean, it's probably not coming through on the video, but it's just soaked. You can't really do anything with this little area. So what I'm going to do today is dig out this little spot right here. It's kind of a little bit of a low spot, and hopefully the stuff from around that area, that's kind of seeping down this way, will drain into that little pond. And we're going to put another little rockway extension to kind of tie in on the back side of those green grasses there. So anyway, that's today's project. Off to digging. So the good news is this is really easy to dig out. You can see it's all just soaking wet. Really easy to dig. The bad news is it smells like, it's just terrible. But anyway, what I did was kind of marked out the bottom of this. Let me flip it over so you can see. Got kind of a little contoured bottom to it. So I'm trying to dig out the deepest part. Then I stuck it in there and stomped on it so I can see, the little flat areas that I need to dig down. And on today's episode of The Wonderful World of Crafting, starring Angie Walker, we have a new project. As you can see, this is just a door. I mean, it's just a door, right? No big deal. It was a door going into a room that we didn't need a door on, so I took it off and had it out in the barn. And we're having some folks over for a get-together here on the property. And Angie said, hey, wouldn't it be a cool idea if we made a table out of this door? And I thought, what a cool idea. So what Angie's doing today, let me show you the tools of the trade. She's got this chalky finish paint in this kind of, I don't know, red color. It's looking a little pink when she puts it on, but anyway, so she's gonna paint the door with that. And then she's got her little 60 course sandpaper. She's gonna throw on some gloves and a mask, I'm hoping, and scuff it up to give it that more of a rustic kind of look, I guess. So you can see she got a little start on it over here just to kind of put some on and get things going. So we'll check in again in just a minute or two after she gets done with her phone call and gets back on it, and maybe we can get some action shots. Speaking of my lovely and talented wife, she made this. It's a cute little country drink stand. She just made it out of some leftover wood that we had, some fence boards that we didn't use, and as you can tell, just some reclaimed leftover stuff, and made a neat little stand we used Saturday and will reuse again at Charity's upcoming wedding. So once again, Angie rocks. We got the hole dug and I got it kind of angled and set where I want it, you know, with the high side on the back side here and the low side towards the front, so that it'll drain that way towards the pipe. It doesn't really come through on the picture here, but there's some stuff in there for that. Anyway, what I'm doing right now, after I got it dug in, or set in, you can see little areas around it that's going to be open, and what I'm trying to do is fill that in and pack it in as much as possible with the original dirt, because if I don't, let me come over here. If I don't, what's going to happen is the next time we get a big rain and all of that comes down that hill and washes this way, when it comes right here, it's just going to get right up underneath that and push that little pond right out of it. So what I'm going to do is fill that all in, then I'm going to put a little small runway back here going up towards the pole there, to kind of direct some of the water towards this. And I mean, I know it's not perfect, but you know, you get what you pay for, and I work for free. We've got it packed in thoroughly around the edges. It probably won't come through on this. I don't know if it'll show well on the camera, but both sides, I used the excess dirt from both sides to kind of build up a kind of natural, I don't know, mini hill to force the water coming from downhill into the center part of that. And I've lowered the front section here. I just scraped it out with the steel rake down to here where it kind of falls off naturally. And my next step, I'm going to throw down some of this heavy plastic and make a little run right here, that I can put some river rock on. I'm going to have to change this little section down here at the bottom to tie it in, but yeah, so far so good. Laying out the plastic from, I don't know if you can see him there, that little froggy. He's made a little home here. Really cool, neat looking little fella. All right, we're running out of daylight, but update, we've got the plastic down, and I put a couple of bags of dirt down here to lead it right into the runoff. We'll tidy it up and put some big rocks in it, make it look a little more natural here in a while. So anyway, check in tomorrow. Welcome back to Craft Time with Angie Walker. Here we are with our door table. Angie, take it away.
Okay, so normally when I paint a door, I would not use a brush because, as you can see, you get brush strokes in it. But for this particular instance, I want brush strokes in it. I want it to look older, so the paint is uneven purposely. Some places it's darker, some places it's lighter, and like I said, there's a few brush strokes in there. Not a problem, because as I sand over it, it's going to blend it in. But I want it to come off. I want the paint to come off unevenly. So putting it on unevenly helps that. Going to let it dry. As you can see, it's still wet, and I guess I'll probably start the sanding tomorrow.
Booyah! You're welcome. Welcome back to the world of crafting, brought to you by Angie Walker. Just wanted y'all to see the finale of the door into a table. We actually used this at our church function on Saturday, and as you can tell, it turned out really nicely. I mean, it's a few things blown over the top of it. It's a little wet because it's storming right now, but yeah, it came out really, really nicely. Turned out really good. We're going to get some wood sawhorses for it to act as the legs to replace those. But yeah, came along really nicely. Way to go, Angie. Welcome back. It occurred to me that it might be a good idea to show you all the finished product. So here we are. We've got the little pond dug and the little spillway done, tied in nicely to the other one. The little frogs have even started moving up here. I surprised one yesterday, but yeah, this is a big old wet and nasty area that we couldn't use before. Now actually looks pretty nice. We put a little bald cypress tree there. I mean, that'll take years and years and years to grow up, but it should be a nice, pretty little spot here for it. And Angie has put in, you probably can't really see from here, but there's a little Crimson Queen Japanese maple off there to the left. She put in a few flowers around the edges of the long turn there. You can see an azalea up there on the end. And last but not least, something that we should have filmed but did not, up here on the top of the hill is Angie's rose garden that we just started putting in. So we're going to put some steps going from the bottom of this up there and plant some roses and things like that. So that'll be really pretty when we're done with it. But anyway, just wanted you to see the finale.